Welcome back to another video on Influential Sports. This is an interesting topic because I'm hoping that this situation doesn't escalate further than it needs to. Jonas Valanciunas, who was recently traded by the Sacramento Kings to the Denver Nuggets, is reportedly considering a move to the Euro League. He wants to sign with the Greek professional team, I don't know how to say their name, not finna butcher it. It's too late for all that. But y'all will be seeing this on Monday morning. But this is an interesting topic. And then the report came out earlier that Denver has informed Jonas Valanciunas reps that the franchise fully intends to have him honor his contract, as the Nuggets' new view of Jonas Valanciunas as a critical center addition to back up Nikola Jokic and play alongside him. So this becomes interesting because obviously he wasn't a free agent. Obviously he was traded. And a player like Jonas, like sometimes not even star players have control of where they go. And I imagine that Jonas didn't have control of where he went. But and then just to look at Jonas Valanciunas and what he brings to the table before I get into all that. But on his career averages of 13 points, 9 rebounds, 56% from the field, 79% from the free throw line. Given last season gave you 10 points per game, 7 rebounds per game, 2 assists per game, which 2 assists might be his highest average in a season, because I think his highest before that was 1.8. And he isn't giving you much on defense. I mean, obviously he's gonna get rebounds and he's gonna close out possessions, but as far as like rim protection goes, he's not giving you a lot of that. Like, he's never been some elite rim protector. He's always gonna get you rebounds. That's been the type of guy that he is, to get you a solid amount of defensive rebounds, get a few offensive rebounds, which is super crucial and critical for the Nuggets, which is why they made the trade for him to back up Jokic. Because DeAndre Jordan, he was like, that's not a good backup for Jokic. Not that DeAndre is bad, but these last few years have not been it. Like, all the time, of course, he's a great player, but these last few years it just hasn't been it, and he hasn't been the right backup for Jokic to really make a championship run. Like, they've been back to the conference finals, but is this team really going to win a title with DeAndre Jordan as their backup? No. Like, those minutes that Jokic plays, like, he plays a lot for a reason. You need a good backup to bring in to back him up. And I felt like Jonas Valanciunas was a good choice. Played 81 games last season, even with getting traded, and he still gave you 10 and 7 on two teams that wasn't contending with the Wizards and the Sacramento Kings. So it was two non-contending teams. So you can get that coming off the bench. That makes him even more valuable, because now he's not in the starting. Because I think he came off the bench in Sacramento as well. Because him not being in the starting role, that's what's better fit for him. He won't have, even when he went to the bench in Sacramento, he was still giving you 8.7 points and 7 rebounds per game, 4.8 on the defensive end, 2.2 on the offensive end. And obviously you got Jokic, who is one of the best players in the league. So you don't have to come in and be what Jokic is, but just be a serviceable backup for him. That's fine. But now it's reports that he wants to go to Europe and go play for a Greek professional team. Now, this is an issue of, should Jonas Valanciunas have said something before the trade went through? Did the Kings tell him that they were going to make a trade? Yeah. Did the Kings inform him, or could he have? Because I forgot what. Because you had plenty of time to let this be known, but considering the fact that he waited till after the trade had already went through, then this report came out either yesterday or two days ago, and now the Nuggets they could potentially block this from happening. It's like this could lead into a whole another situation and really spiral to a place that it doesn't need to go. Because I see where the Nuggets are coming from. I don't know what the Greek league is thinking, because I know this team has been pursuing him. Like, that has been a thing. But he should have asked to get a buyout out of his contract, because on being on an NBA contract, you can get traded at any time. It can happen unexpectedly. So he should have asked for the buyout, so they would be prepared, and the Kings could have bought him out. Or if the Kings still just wanted to get rid of him and get off his money to where they don't have to pay him, or if it's something like that, trade him to the Nuggets, but had the Kings inform the Nuggets that he doesn't intend on playing there. Because he's not a free agent. It's not like he's signed here, but he's still under NBA contract, which means he can get traded at any time. He doesn't have a no trade clause. And that's what happened. He got traded to a team contending for a championship that wants to build a competent roster, build a better one than last season. The team that took the new reigning and defending champions OKC to 7 games, in the second round, like that team, they want to improve that team. That's why they got off of Michael Porter Jr.'s contract to bring back Bruce Brown, to bring in Tim Hardaway Jr. to get um, Cam Johnson, to trade for Jonas Valanciunas, because they freed up the space to do that. And I don't even, but I think this is really, this situation, this whole thing has really been handled wrong, really by, I wouldn't, really by the Kings, and I think it's more on Jonas Valanciunas than the teams, and maybe this is just my opinion, but Jonas Valanciunas, like I said, he should have informed teams that he didn't plan on playing in the NBA anymore. Like Chris Paul, he's a free agent, but he just let it be known that this is his last season. So whether he goes to the Clippers or the Bucks or whoever, they already know that this is CP3's last season. So hopefully we can bring him a ring. Hopefully we can do what we can, at least get to the playoffs and give him his last chance at a ring, his last shot. But you know what you're getting. You know what you're going into. At least, like, even if you're on an NBA contract, you're a professional athlete, and you have the right to let these teams know that, oh, I want to buy out of my contract. That's what's happening with Bradley Beal right now at Phoenix. He's not happy there, so he's getting a buyout from his contract, giving him the right to go anywhere. Damian Lillard didn't even ask out. He just got released. And now the Bucks, they just waived him, and they owe him $113 million, and he can sign for anywhere on a minimum deal. If you want to go to Boston, he can sign with them tomorrow for $5 million, and he'll be fine because he's still getting paid hella money from the Bucks. So Jonas Valanciunas, he really set himself up and put himself in this situation, because I don't even think the Kings or Nuggets are in the wrong. Like the Nuggets, Nuggets didn't. People gonna try to say the Nuggets are in the wrong for trying to hold him back, but they didn't make this trade for him not to play for them. Like, they didn't know that this was gonna happen. Like, Jonas Valanciunas, he's in talks with this league. Well, let the Kings know that you want to buy out of your contract. Let them know that, oh, I want to buy out because I want to go play for this country. I want to pursue a basketball career in a different country, in a different league that's not the NBA. You think the Kings would have held him back from that? The Kings didn't plan on keeping him. So, and they got back Dario Saric. What is Dario Saric trying to do for you in 2026? Absolutely nothing. So they essentially dumped him for a bag of apples. So they could have just got rid of him. That's all he had to do was ask for a buyout. And he didn't. And now he's in a situation where the Nuggets trade for him, and now the Nuggets could potentially block the trade, if they can do that, because he's under their contract now. So this situation is gonna be really interesting. I don't know where it's gonna go. Is I'm reading another report that says, then it's this other report I'm reading. It says the Denver Nuggets recently agreed to a trade that was see them acquire Jonas Valanciunas from the Kings, but the veteran big man is looking to take his game to Europe instead. The question is whether his new NBA team will allow that to happen. The Nuggets and Kings have agreed on a deal to send Valanciunas to the Nuggets, and the Kings received Dario Saric. Valanciunas doesn't want to play for the Nuggets. However, he wants to sign with a Greek professional team, a name that I cannot pronounce. But the Nuggets will have to finalize their trade with the Kings and then let him go off his contract, which the Nuggets don't plan on doing, which I don't blame them for. I stand with the Nuggets on this decision because they didn't trade for him just not for him to play. Like I said, when he was with the Kings before the trade went through, he could have asked out of his contract. He could have let them know, I want out because of X, Y, and Z, and we already know what X, Y, and Z is. He want to go play in Europe. Like, the Kings wouldn't have had a problem with that. Like, I know some of these franchises dirty and they do stuff behind the scenes that we don't really know about, and they get kind of weird and get messy sometimes. But he could have told the Kings that, hey, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be in the NBA. I just want to play in Europe now. Can you let me go on my contract? That's all you had to do. But instead, he didn't. So he got traded to the Nuggets, and now he's trying to force his way out. And I don't like that personally. But that's, like I said, it's just my opinion. But I think Jonas Valanciunas went about this the wrong way when you didn't even have to have the trade, and then the Nuggets could have went and got somebody else. Because now you're putting the Nuggets in a tough spot to where they don't want you out of your contract. Then you've been in talks with a Greek professional team, so they might get involved as well. And then if it goes to the point where it's like the Nuggets don't want to get rid of them, but the Europe league, the Greek team that want them, like they trying to make moves to get them, and then Adam Silver might have to get involved. Like, I just hope it's not a situation to where it escalates like that, because it shouldn't. Like, Adam Silver has a lot of other stuff to worry about, potentially adding expansion teams, new All-Star game formats. Like, Adam Silver has a lot to worry about. People can say what they want about him as a commissioner, but this is not something that he needs to deal with. I think this needs to get settled. Jonas Valanciunas should play. He should play this year with the Nuggets. I don't know how much longer he got on his contract. He should play this year out with the Nuggets. Then if his contract is up, leave. If it's not up, just ask for a buyout so you can go play. But I don't agree with him trying to force his way out of Denver after the trade happened, when he had the chance to do that before the trade happened. And like I said, hopefully it doesn't escalate to where Adam Silver has to get involved and the commissioner of the Greek League got to get involved, or the Europe League. Like, I hope it don't come to a situation like that. But like, comment, subscribe. Jonas Valanciunas is a good player. He is a serviceable big. Now, it's not some amazing player, some top tier athlete, but it's just my opinion and stance on the situation. Like I said, hopefully it doesn't escalate too far and we get a solution soon, because we don't want to see this. I don't want to see any negative effects come from this.